GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Beautiful Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's where we are right now. Day 3 of the GAC Basketball Tournament Championships is on its way to a close, but not before we get one more game in tonight. The number 2 and the number 3 seeds in the men's brackets. Ouachita Baptist, the Tigers, the number 2 seed, taking on the Bisons of Harding University. Joey McWilliams along with Luke McConnell and Sierra Clark on site here at Southside Arena in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And we have our second semifinal of the day. The first one, a win by the top seed Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. Will we see a 2-seed win or a mild upset here? These two teams split during the regular season, Luke, and I think we should have a good one on hand here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a great game. The Harding Bisons squeaked by Southwestern Oklahoma State in the first one. Riley Marshall was huge for the Bisons down the stretch. Hit a couple big threes late, this being one of them. Right after Southwestern Oklahoma State took a lead, one possession later. Marshall, back-to-back triples to really save the day for the Bulldogs. And he was absolutely huge. He'll need to be huge again against a really good Ouachita Baptist team. The Bisons struggled a little bit offensively, just 6 of 22 from three-point range yesterday. How can they do against a longer, more athletic Ouachita Baptist defense that absolutely smothered Northwestern Oklahoma State on Thursday afternoon in an 80-60 win?
There's Marshall right there, one of 3 members of this Harding Bisons team receiving all conference honors. Marshall, honorable mentioned all GAC team this year, along with Kylie McBride and Sam Smith, recognized on the all GAC team coming into this tournament weekend. A strong weekend for the number 3 seed, picking up their first conference win again since 2016. They'll be taking on the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. And the Tigers have the GAC Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, all those things in one. But they didn't need all of that on night number 1, as they got pretty much an all-around team performance from everyone else. You want to talk about cast of characters getting involved? That's what the Tigers had.
Yeah, Sean Williams was tremendous for the Tigers, 19 points before he fouled out in 24 minutes. MJ Leslie knocked down a trio of three-pointers. Reggie Martin had 17 points. PJ Neal, who Coach Dennis Nutt said in the post-game press conference, said, not talked about enough. Our guy, P.J. Neal, 11 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals. He is the guy who leads them on the court. And Hobart Grayson, the Player of the Year, first time in single digits this season for Grayson. The junior college transfer out of Gonzales, Louisiana, had just 9 points in the win. But like we said, didn't need him to be superhuman in that one. But they'll probably need him to keep pace with a high-powered Bisons offense that comes into the weekend averaging 79 points per game behind only the Ouachita Baptist Tigers, who come in averaging 82 points per game this season.
You know, it's all right when you have your first tournament game and first opportunity really for the Player of the Year to shine and make some noise in the conference tournament. They didn't need him that much, so he could just gradually work his way in to this field here in Southside Arena in Fort Smith. One more game on the docket. It's been a fun Saturday afternoon. We've seen a little bit of blowout action. We've seen a tight contest already, one that went down to the wire, and literally the last shot, 1-point game in our first one tonight, and we've kind of seen in between. What do we have coming up? We'll find out in just a moment. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the start of this one on the GAC Sports Network.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but strength, knowledge, and wisdom are what you build along the way. There's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, you write your own script to what comes next. So here's your cue. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
Southside Arena, things getting ready to get underway here. Starting lineups in just a moment. Let's hear from Sierra Clark with news about tonight's game.
After Ouachita Baptist's 20-point victory in the quarterfinals over Northwestern Oklahoma State, Tigers guard Sean Williams says our team just has great energy right now. As for Harding, they're coming off of a late-night thriller over Southwestern Oklahoma State in the quarterfinals. And they've struggled a bit on the boards this season. However, Harding head coach Weston Jamison says that his team is really confident that they can still win this one, guys.
Thank you, Sierra. Confidence, what you need at this point in the season. Hayes in the barn, getting ready for one more game here on semifinal Saturday, and the starting lineups just about to be announced. Let's go ahead and go through them with you as you still see some of the names here on the screen. Harding starting lineup. Keelan McBride, he's a junior, 5'11 junior from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and there's definitely an Arkansas flair to this Harding lineup tonight. Wesley Booker, 6'4 senior from Mount Vernon, Arkansas. Riley Marshall, we highlighted him a little bit earlier today. He is a 6'1 junior from Beebe, Arkansas. Stetson Smithson, a 6'7 grad student from Bald Knob, Arkansas. And Sam Smith is a 6'7 grad student from Girton, Arkansas. Bison's 20-9 coming in. 15-7 in Great American Conference play this season. Weston Jamison coaching at his alma mater. He's in his second season with the program. The Bison wearing the black uniforms, being the lower seeded team here today. The gold numerals and letters trimmed in white. Ouachita Baptist, the 2 seed. They're wearing the home white uniforms, those purple numerals and letters. PJ Neal, a 6'3 junior from Houston, Texas. Reggie Martin, a 6'2 senior from Vivian, Louisiana. Hobart Grayson, we mentioned him briefly. I suspect we're not done with that tonight. 6'6 junior from Gonzales, Louisiana. Devin Franklin is a 6'8 junior from Terrell, Texas. And Sean Williams, a 6'3 grad student from St. Louis, Missouri. The Tigers 22-7 overall this year, 16-6 during conference play. Good enough to earn the number 2 seed in the conference tournament. Coached by Dennis Nutt in his 14th season with the program. A fantastic career. He's been with Ouachita Baptist since the inception of the Great American Conference. Luke, one more on the docket today.
Yeah, it should be absolute dandy. These two teams, very similar statistical profiles, but they do it in slightly different ways. Ouachita 39% from the three-point line coming into the tournament. That's good for 10th nationally. But they don't take a ton, just 19 threes per game. Harding takes about 26 per game. They're second in the conference and 11th nationally in percentage.
Just tipped nearly out of town. On the south side of Fort Smith, don't have that much farther to go. Out of bounds, it's going to stay with Ouachita. Shot clock resets after that shot by Reggie Martin.
Unfortunate, the old bounce the loose ball off the face from Smithson.
corner shot again. This one no good, just to get things going here. And Harding will have an opportunity heading the other direction. Marshall looking inside. Sam Smith will post up down low on Franklin. Turnaround jumper, and it does get a friendly roll for Sam Smith. Thought he might have pushed that a little bit too hard, but the iron was soft, and Smith takes it home. Harding, first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, Smith, nice touch there on that one.
Grayson giving off to Williams, kicks outside. 3-point, a little bit too strong for Franklin, and here come the Bisons once again.
Well, it's good to see Smith out there. He kind of got tied up with Southwestern's Jalen Todd late in the game and went down with a right leg injury, and he's got the first 2 buckets of the night tonight. Went off limping pretty good, but seems to be just fine right now.
You know, we talked about this a little bit earlier, Luke, that you have time to hurt in the offseason. Right now, there's no time for that. You knew Smith was going to find a way to be back out there. And both of his shots tonight, what a soft touch by the big man to get it in. That one a little too strong. Marshall can't control it, and it will eventually make its way to McBride, who will bring the ball up the court once again. Third time these two teams have met this season. It's also the third time that these two teams have met in the Great American Conference Tournament, but it's been a minute since that happened. Nice shot by Stetson Smithson, enough to get the attention of Coach Nutt, and the Tigers call a timeout. Tell you a little bit more about the history between these two when we come back. 6-0, Bisons are rolling.
It's your moment.
It's your moment.
Coach Nutt just calls a quick timeout to get his team's attention, slow things down just a little bit, and take away maybe Harding momentum. Williams with the ball out of the timeout, throws it a little bit too far as Martin will chase it down, makes his way inside, kick out Neal, top of the key, Williams, shot clock running down. Martin needs to do something. How about that? In and out, and Smith hit on the head, and Franklin picks up the foul quickly. Smith had position and brought it down. Franklin's first personal foul, first foul called in this game. Harding gets another opportunity here.
You know, we didn't talk enough about Devin Franklin, either in the game, after the game, pregame. He had 17 rebounds on Thursday, and it was the quietest 17 rebounds I think I've ever seen. But he was outstanding against Northwestern. He'll be a big factor here today dealing with Sam Smith.
Smith once again, 2 more for the big man.
Well, and here's the thing. Harding is making a concerted effort to get the ball in the paint. It's now 8-0 Harding, and all 8 of those coming from the paint area.
Smith on the court, take a little bit to get back up. He's got to run this off. He's not liking it. Coach Jameson's going to bring someone in for him in just a moment. He's going to walk off as much as he can, and he is still favoring that right leg. In the meantime, McBride takes it by himself in the lane. The officials call the timeout to give Smithson time to go off the court. He is clearly in a lot of pain. And it'll be Josh Denton, a 6'6" senior from Maumelle, Arkansas, to check in for Smithson. Stetson's going to go ahead and just go straight back to the locker room right now and get checked on. Good points from Luke right there, and Sierra knows a little bit more about what went on during the Harding timeout.
Yeah, that's right. Harding head coach Weston Jamison was telling his team that every shot that Ouachita has made is what we've been wanting. So Harding is doing a great job on defense, forcing the Tigers into difficult situations.
Sam Smith, this one doesn't fall. Denton can't get the board. Rebounded. Here comes Grayson the other direction. Hobart Grayson strong to the basket, and Ouachita's on the board. The GAC Player of the Year. gets his team off the goose egg.
Strong take there by Hobart Grayson, finally putting Ouachita on the board. But you gotta love this start from Harding. All 10 of their points coming in the paint to start this one.
10-0 right now. Actually, it's 10-2, and we'll talk about that when we come back in just a moment.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they are meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
Well, the Bisons have not only limited Ouachita to taking the shots they wanted the Tigers to take, they're taking some pretty good shots themselves. One after another going in, and as Luke pointed out, every single one of those made baskets came in the lane. 10 points in the paint, 10 points overall. High percentage shots on the menu tonight for the Bisons. Hobart Grayson, after the made basket, hits the free throw to follow. 3 points for his team, and it's 10-3.
Stetson Smithson back on the bench. It was the right ankle. It came out with a fresh tape job on that, cinching those laces up tight. Looks like he'll be ready to go back in next opportunity whenever Coach Jamison calls his name.
In the meantime, Wyatt Gilbert checked in out of that media timeout. 2 more points for Sam Smith. And wow, he decided to come out on fire tonight. You know, you were mentioning, Luke, it seemed a little bit questionable at the end of the game the other night. But one of the things that caught my attention in watching him last evening was the fact that even when he went out, he walked it off. There was no question he wanted to get back into the contest before it was over. He made his way back in, and it doesn't look like he skipped a beat. Grayson draws 2 defenders, gives the ball away. Shot no good. Denton with the board. McBride well ahead of the pack and well ahead of pretty much everybody. Saved, brought back in. Gilbert gives the ball off. Booker, shot no good. Other direction, Booker won't let it go in. There was a foul before that, as Reggie Martin will go to the line to shoot.
Nice hustle by Wesley Booker both ways, saving the pass on one end, and then after missing the 3, tracking down the play to prevent the opportunity of an and one for Reggie Martin. Booker's an athlete, transferred from Arkansas Monticello after several years there, where he averaged 4.7 assists a year ago for the Weevils. One of a couple different Weevils on this team, and in this tournament, teammate Josh Denton transferred over from Monticello. Tamir Krupalia transferred to SMU, and Cole Anderson, now a grad assistant at Oklahoma Baptist.
So there's a Weevil tree here represented.
Is that a thing? A Weevil tree?
It is now.
That sounds frightening.
It is now.
Look, I don't know where Gilbert was in front of us. It looked like he went over half court.
You know what?
Back.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I'm sitting right at the midcourt line. Maybe he had 1 foot on either side and just straddled it. It's going to be a turnover any way around. Guess the universe righted itself. Traveling violation. Grayson will inbound P.J. Neal to bring the ball up the court. Grayson Doesn't want to give it up just yet. Shot clock at 14 now. Makes a move, gets around Booker, goes strong into Sam Smith. Can't make the basket. 3 opportunities later, still no made basket. How about that? A block shot on the 4th go-round. The Bisons are playing strong defense. They bring it up the court now with McBride. Smith asking for it. And now he'll get it. Move to the right side, no good. The follow, no good by Booker, but it'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Ooh, almost a highlight film spot right there from Booker.
Smith.
Dennis
Work
not
his
looking
way
for the
down.
same calls on the other end as that one right there.
Smith looks like he may take a seat here in just a moment as he was working hard against Roland Belton. Marshall checks back in, and as you alluded to earlier, Luke, Stetson Smithson taped up, put back together. He's back in the contest. So Booker on the line with the free throw made. It'll be Booker, Gilbert, McBride, Smithson, and Marshall right up on the court for the Bisons. Belton, jumper, good. Roland Belton with 2 points.
Yeah, nice job by Belton putting it on the floor and getting to the basket. Nice little floater there in the paint. 16 of the 21 points scored have come in the paint. Don't think that we had that on our bingo card early, Joey, with the prowess of these two from outside the arc.
I absolutely did not. Spin move by Smithson. Marshall trying to contain it, can't do it, loses it, and it's a turnover.
Harding has taken just a single 3-pointer so far, and part of that is a concerted effort to get the ball inside. Part of that is just taking what the Ouachita defense has given them. Obviously, Ouachita is very aware of their prowess from 3-point range, and they're going to do everything they can to defend the 3-point line well.
Neal's jumper no good. Long range from Marshall, also no good. Trade missed baskets, and we'll make it down the court again. Ouachita trailing by a touchdown to Harding right now. Tell me if you've heard that before. From the corner, 3-ball is good for Sean Williams. And the field goal makes this a 4-point game.
Tigers starting to get their feet under them a little bit. Still just 3 of 15 from the field, 3 offensive rebounds, though.
Smithson splits 2 defender, gives over to Booker. And Gilbert takes a step too many outside the arc. Traveling violation once again. Second time we've seen that from the Bisons here in the early going. Belton takes a seat. Reggie Martin checks back in.
Gavin Snyder, sophomore out of Little Rock, in for the first time. Did not play on Thursday against Northwestern.
And also in the contest for Ouachita, MJ Leslie is checked in. Strong to the basket, drawing the foul is Martin. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. After this media timeout. Let's take it with him. Home of the Mavericks here, Southside Arena. Home of the GAC Basketball Tournament 2025 as well. Great night for basketball. Harding fans and Ouachita fans making the trip to Fort Smith, and I think both universities well represented here tonight.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. We've really had good crowds all weekend long. You know, you go to a new venue, you're not sure how the fans will travel, how the locals will turn out, but it's been really solid all weekend long. Nice to see a little bit more. You know, we've been in Shawnee, Oklahoma the last 2 years, so some of the fan bases on the Arkansas side haven't traveled as much as you would like, but over these games, it's been nice to see some of those fan bases turn out a little bit heavier this year.
Fort Smith, as we've mentioned, right in the middle. I mean, the middle of the GAC footprint. Probably couldn't find a place any more centrally located, so a great location for the conference tournament in basketball. Free throw line tonight has been a great place for Ouachita. 5 for 5 from the charity stripe, and that helps a lot when you're 3 for 15 from the field. Smithson down, off the glass and in. Count that for Stetson Smithson.
Great job by Stetson Smithson, recognizing he had the size mismatch there on Reggie Martin and just took him right to the rim. He was able to put it in over the top of the 6'2" senior.
Leslie, 3, no good, falling away. Marshall, again, this time on the other end. Can't contain the rebound, out of bounds.
A couple times there that the Bisons have been unable to corral the rebound on the baseline.
Franklin is checked back in the corner. This one rattles out. Leslie not having much success from that left corner. I'm sure he's not through attempting before the evening is over with, though.
Man, both of those halfway down and out.
McBride goes down, sees 3 white jerseys, can't get it to fall. Smith has it knocked away, and they say it was last touched by Harding. McBride's not convinced.
Coach Jamison enraged that there's no review of this. Coach Jamison's wanting a review because Smith got hit in the head, in the face. It was a nice job by Franklin on the initial block.
We might get a chance to look at it here. Smith.
See Smith corrals it and goes back up.
There's been a little contact on the nose on the way up.
I'll be honest, Joey. I didn't really see where it happened.
It was as he was leaning down to gather himself to go up for the shot. The reaction didn't come until well after he'd gotten up in the air. Grayson, long-range jumper, well off the mark. Franklin tries to save it. And we'll go to Harding. McBride. Marshall. Quick shot from the corner. Drained the 3 in the right corner. He'll get back up and head the other direction. Harding back on top by 7. Snyder.
Marshall, he's
way in. Ball looked like it was ripped away and foul called. Look at Marshall. Pass ahead. He's waiting for that one. Went to the court quickly, just to land on a Tiger. Found a way to get back up after that. Snyder will go to the line to shoot 2.
Man, if you ever talk to Coach Jamison, you will find him to be a very calm, kind person. He is as hot as I have ever seen him on the sidelines right now. He is fired up with some of these calls that have gone uncalled or against his Bisons.
Yeah, he's still giving a lecture on the sideline right now. Snyder makes 1 of 2. First free throw missed tonight for the Tigers. 6 of 7 from the line. And with 6 points, the difference in this one. McBride picked up by Neal. Marshall take it for a moment. Long range. Right wing three for Riley Marshall. All GAC in 2025, honorable mention. And he says, hey, I can make some shots too.
We spotlighted Marshall for that reason. He's probably the shooter on this Bison's roster that's got the best range as far as, like, he's not unwilling to take those deep 25, 26 footers.
Quick pass to Franklin. Got up in the air, delayed shot. And found a way to find its way into the basket. Devin Franklin with 2. 7-point game. Harding and Ouachita trading a 3 for a 2. Marshall finds an opening left wing. Result not the same for this side. Smith, the putback, rolls out. And that's about as point blank as it gets. Neal. Dribbling clinic at the free throw line. Looks inside. Franklin goes in among the trees. Can't get that with the fall. Smith with the board. Franklin not afraid to make his way inside, in and amongst 2 or 3 black jerseys at a time. Wrap around, Stetson, Smithson. McBride, quick 3, drained it.
Oh, Harding cooking right now.
Right there in front of Coach Nutt. That's where the last 2 long-range shots have been successful. Williams got the defender up in the air, and he will go to the free throw line. Crew Flowers, freshman from Fort Worth. Riley Marshall from 3, that's right there at the timeline. He's pumped. And McBride, pretty much the same place on the court, right there at the timeline. Coach Jameson getting a little bit of an explanation from a different official than the one to whom he was lecturing just a moment ago.
Well, and see what Harding's been able to do. They've got 14 points in the paint, and that has caused the Ouachita defense to collapse ever so slightly from the three-point line, and that's opened things up a little bit on the outside. It would help if Ouachita could just make one in tight. That's at least 3 or 4 misses right at the rim that have just fallen out.
Couldn't get the free throws, couldn't get the putback. Ouachita has to have something scoring happening here. Stetson Smithson works his way down. They'll go to the line to shoot 2. Tigers won their last 4 from the free throw line. Haven't gotten the follow since then. Smithson on the line.
Ouachita fortunate to only be down 11 now. They're shooting 19% from the field, 1 of 6 from deep. The 6 of 9 free throw shooting, not great, but it's a few more than the Bisons, and that's kept them a little bit closer than the shooting percentages would indicate.
12-point advantage now for the 3 seed. Each of these 2 teams have met now. This will be the 3rd time as Smith able to keep it in bounds. Gilbert keeps it.
And let's give a ton of credit to Harding defensively. We were talking before the game. I wasn't sure Harding had the defensive chops to keep up with Ouachita. The first 12 minutes of this game has shown they absolutely do. They are defending their tails off right now.
No question. Gilbert drives a little bit outside. Smithson's shot no good, but he was fouled. He'll go to the line to get 2 more opportunities at the free throw line when we come back. A 12-point advantage, a little more than 12 minutes gone in this one. The Bisons are on top, and they're running.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it, because first is who we are.
What does it mean to be a Ranger? It means smaller class sizes, so you're seen and heard. It means graduating debt-free, like over half of our students. It means getting help when you need it through financial aid and scholarships, like more than 80% of our students. To be a Ranger, you're rowdy with excitement. To be a Ranger, you care about your education. To be a Ranger, you saddle up to a challenge and ride to success. Rowdy lives here. Rangers live here. Northwestern. Success lives here.
It's time to rock around. Little Run DMC. Right here in Fort Smith.
Kids got a lot to celebrate with the Bisons up by 12 and really dominating this basketball game right now.
Smithson 2 for 2 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, heading into this one. Stays perfect on the night. Point number 7. Sam Smith has 8 for a team and game high. And Smithson has matched that. $14 points now. Tigers have been struggling. 4 of 21 from the field. Sierra, what did Coach Nutt have to say during that last time out?
Coach Nutt said to his team, time to wake up, gentlemen. We're playing at half speed and they're playing at full speed. Coach Nutt wants his team to get a lot more physical, guys.
They can get physical, but on the other end, they're going to have to make a shot or two for it to make a difference. Need the complete game, especially now trailing by 14. First half, in the latter portion, Smithson looks inside, finds Smith, gets the assist. Sam Smith has 10 points on the night. Coach Nutt's going to have to talk a little bit more. A 30-second timeout, and he gets his team's attention as the Bisons have more than doubled up the Tigers here in this semifinal. Smithson draws the defenders in, and Sam Smith, the recipient of the pass, and he has 2 more points tonight.
Well, and frankly, it's a bad closeout right there. You just have Hobart Grayson flying out to Smithson for the highlight block. Simple shot fakes from Smithson, puts the ball on the floor, forces Franklin to step up. Smith right there in the middle of the paint, waiting on the easy dump off from Smithson. Easy floater, 2 more points in the paint.
Well, and you use the word easy. Let me ask you this. How easy has Sam Smith made it look? My goodness.
He's been very smooth tonight. Smooth Sammy is what we like to call him. Sammy Smooth.
It's all about alliteration here.
We'll workshop those throughout the evening.
Finally, a basket made for Ouachita. Reggie Martin puts that one in. Nice baseline look.
It's a very different game from the first 2 matchups this season. Ouachita won the first in Searcy 96-84 back in December. And then Harding in overtime, 89-84 in overtime at Arkadelphia.
Little contact underneath. Booker slow to get up. He'll make it to the other end of the court. Meanwhile, Ouachita can't find the transition. Errant pass, and the Bisons will get this back. I'll get this point out before the night's over with. You know what, Luke? It's the 3rd time these 2 teams have met in the GAC tournament. How about that? Let me tell you about that really quickly. It's been a long time. It's been 9 years, in fact, since these 2 teams met in the tournament. Ouachita got the better of the Bisons in the final in 2016. Harding was the #1 seed back then, and the Tigers won 72-56. They met in the 2nd ever GAC basketball tournament in the semifinals. Harding won that. Or actually, Ouachita won that one 78-63. So Harding looking for its first ever victory over Ouachita in the tournament. 2 shots toward the baskets for the Tigers, 2 more times unsuccessful.
And again, another tight miss for the Tigers.
Franklin knocks that one away from Smith, gets it right back. Smithson in the lane now, spin to the outside. He's fouled, he'll go to the line to shoot 2 more.
That's a mismatch inside. for Sean Williams. Didn't see if that came on a switch or if that's been the just straight up matchup for Ouachita defensively, but if so, they need to switch that real fast because Smithson can just bully Williams inside the paint.
You know, Luke, we've seen some pretty solid defensive performances over the course of this day. One team extending a lead over the other. And I don't want to take away from anything defensively because I want to give credit where credit's due. I will say also, there have been a couple of unforced errors and a couple of missed shots that should have been made along the way too. And I think Ouachita is falling into that category too. Some unforced errors and some shots that they missed that they need to make. Gilbert and Grayson mixing it up outside the lane.
It's getting a little testy.
Gilbert picks up his second foul.
We saw last night. Dwight Gilbert got mixed up with the Southwestern player last night as well.
He's not afraid to mix it up. Martin, top of the key, drives around. Gilbert and into Smith, can't get the shot. Put back no good either by Grayson, and Gilbert comes away with the board.
Extra set of hands on top of the rim. That's the only explanation for all these tight misses for Ouachita.
No kidding. Marshall, drive, nowhere to go with it. Denton, picked up by Neal, tries to make a move. One side goes the other direction. Spins back over. The double team, someone was open for a moment. Smith with time running down, fall away jumper off the iron. And here come the Tigers. Split to the outside, kicked over to the corner. Martin tries to make a move. Marshall will pick him up right there. And Williams loses control in the lane, and it's a turnover. Harding's going to get it when we come back. Final media timeout of this first half, and the Bisons are up big.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs, that's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
Sam Smith has just been on fire tonight. He's received some pretty sweet passes as well. And you know what? Sometimes he'll just take it on his own. On, in, right there in the middle of the lane. How about that? Smithson to Smith. Could be another last name similar. We'll have a nice little law firm going on.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Smithson and Smith, attorneys at law. Or Smith and Smithson. Which one should come first?
You know what?
I like Smithson
I'll take
first.
No, would you? I'd have gone the other direction.
But the two of them combined 20 points, 7 of 12, 6 of 6 at the free throw line.
Smith to set a screen. Grayson just stays with him. Not a bad idea. Smith goes well outside the arc and he draws Grayson out with him, leaving Booker an opportunity to go to the lane in its own. The man-to-man defense, and Smith pulled Grayson away from the lane, and Booker had a sweet look on the inside. Bison's more than doubled up on the Tigers right now.
Yeah, that's not necessarily Wesley Booker's game right there. So if you're Ouachita, you're okay with him taking that off the dribble, but man, that's a tough break for the Tigers.
Grayson, that one comes up short. Denton with the board. Another opportunity. Bisons are running. something grammatically unsound about that, but we'll go ahead and take it anyway. Riley Marshall says, it doesn't matter. 3 more points for me.
Marshall does not hesitate to take those deep threes. Hand down, man down from Sean Williams right there. And it's a 21-point game.
Franklin in the lane. Nice dish from Neal to find him. Harding still doubling up on OBU right now. More than 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Bison's just need to keep on keeping on. Smith from long range and a long board.
If you're Harding, you can't go out and start jacking up shots like that. Oh, what a take by Franklin.
Exactly, and I agree, and that was the point I was going to make. Just take it to the half. Take the momentum you have, take it to the half. Run some time off the board. And don't get fancy, don't get cute.
This is a big
Marshall.
These are big 2 minutes here for Ouachita. An offensive foul on Riley Marshall clearing off. But right there, hand down, going down. So are you.
But Marshall much more successful with that shot than on the previous one, the offensive foul. And again, you don't want to get cute just before the half.
Back-to-back buckets here for Ouachita, plus the offensive foul on Marshall. It's his first. And an offensive foul on Grayson on the other end. That'll kill the momentum real fast. That's his second.
So Denton to inbound. A little pressure now from the Tigers. Not too much. It's that nominal pressure. McBride sets up the half-court look. The last 2 trips for Harding, it's been a fairly quick shot. This time a little bit more time taken off the shot clock. Denton from way outside. Long rebound, tipped back to where Denton was, taken by Neal. All the way down, stripped away, picked up by Booker. Bison's get another look.
Well, we've quickly gone from
cross-court pass to Denton for 3. Too strong. Booker tipped around. McBride. Shot clock resets. Less than a minute remains. First half.
We went from quick moments for Ouachita in a positive way to big moments for them in a negative way, with Grayson and Williams both on the bench. Now they can't let Harding build back up.
Marshall for 3. Timeline again. Riley Marshall. He's on fire tonight. And the Bisons are back up by 20.
He knew he spotlighted him, Joey.
There we go. Got to live up to the hype. Marshall now called on to play some defense. Gets in front of Martin. Martin's fall-away jumper, no good. Smith with the board. Shot clock is off. First half is winding down. One more opportunity for Harding. And you know what? Coach Jamison calls the timeout quickly. They'll reset after this timeout. Keep it right here for just a moment as Riley Marshall, wow, has a lot to smile about. He's pumped up. He got highlighted. Showing some more highlights. I guess he wants to be on the championship highlight if he can.
Just a strong performance by Harding. Ouachita 7 of 30. They missed a lot of easy ones inside. But give credit to Harding's defense. They have played so well in the first half, and I'll fully admit and eat some crow here. I did not expect them to be capable of this type of defensive performance. Now, about to halftime, adjustments are going to be made. We'll see what Ouachita does coming out of the locker room to counter that.
And you know there will be some adjustments, but for 20 minutes, Harding defense has just been operating on all cylinders. Marshall, right before the end of the half, that one off the mark. I think he lost track of what was happening on the clock. Had to get one shot off anyway. Does just that. Harding up by 20 in this semifinal at the break. And Coach Weston Jamison used to going away to the half. I think we'll have an opportunity to visit with Sierra here in just a moment. In the meantime, Luke, you were talking about the defense. Harding's offense, by the way, has been pretty stellar here in this first half too. Sam Smith, Stetson Smithson, Riley Marshall getting in the act as well, as Sierra Clark visits now with Coach Weston Jamison.
Coach Jamison, your team has shut down Ouachita defensively. The Tigers are the best shooting team in the league, and you've held them to 24%. What has been the key to your defense shutting them down?
Our guys have done a great job of getting in the gaps. They're executing the scout exactly how we've drawn it up. We want to continue forcing them into tough shots. Hopefully, we'll keep gap integrity and just keep forcing contested mid-range jumpers.
A 20-point lead at the half. What's your message to the team in the locker room to keep this up?
Yeah, it can flip really fast, so it needs to be a 0-0 mentality. We have an old veteran group, and I think they'll be ready for the second half.
Thank you so much. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Sierra. As she mentioned, 20-point lead for Harding. So lots to talk about when we come back. We'll take a break, an extended break here at the half, and we'll come back. We're going to talk some more basketball. That's what we do here on the GAC Sports Network.
Is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWASU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWASU. Go, go! SWASU, the focus is you.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern, and we help make this video.
At Southern Arkansas University, we believe success comes from grit, showing up every day, ready to face challenges head-on. It takes determination, pushing beyond limits, learning, growing, and leading with purpose. And it takes perseverance, because every setback is just another step on the path forward. That's why we were nationally ranked the #1 best small public college in Arkansas by niche. Southern Arkansas University. Grit, determination, and the ride of a lifetime.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be two?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny. What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody.
1, 2, 3. Hey, you better be open. You better be open. Man, listen, man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's go. That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better.
Feels easy, everybody do it, man. We work out on the street, you feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all, we outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better. Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort. Get him out of here! Let's go!
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but strength, knowledge, and wisdom are what you build along the way. There's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, you write your own script to what comes next. So here's your cue. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they are meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
I am inspired to lead.
I'm inspired to research.
I'm inspired to care for others.
I'm inspired to shape the future.
I'm inspired to tell compelling stories.
I'm inspired to innovate.
I'm inspired to create.
I'm inspired to serve.
I'm inspired to be a champion.
I'm inspired to change the world.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
You know, the big number is the number there on top. 41-21, a 20-point advantage for the number 3 seed in this semifinal game. All the other numbers really fall into play after that, and that includes the Tigers shooting 23% from the field, 7 of 30. Wow. Meanwhile, Harding, 14 of 28, 50%. That's why they're on top by 20 points right now. Ouachita's struggled at the free throw line as well. Harding has had no such struggles from the charity stripe. Luke, it's been a solid defensive performance, but you know what? Harding's done a pretty good job on the offensive end as well, on pace for 82 points right now, at least at the midpoint, and Sam Smith's been a big part of that.
Yeah, Harding went straight inside to start the ball game. Their first 10 points coming in the paint, and that really softened up the perimeter defense of Ouachita Baptist. And Riley Marshall has been huge from the perimeter, 4 of 7 from three-point range, leading all scorers with 12 points. But it was all about Harding making a concerted effort to go inside to start the game. It was clear from the jump that they were trying to get the ball inside to Sam Smith, that they were going to take Stetson Smithson and put him in the paint and let him have opportunities to get some easy buckets inside. And they did that extremely well, and they ended up 5 of 12 from three-point range as a result. And again, the offense has been great, but the defense has been even better, Joey, and that has been the story of the first half. Harding holding Ouachita Baptist, who averages 81 points a game, to just 21 in the first half and just 23% shooting. It has been an outstanding defensive performance. You heard Coach Jamison praising the efforts from his guys getting in the gaps and making life difficult. Ouachita hasn't helped themselves. They missed a lot of really close shots in that first half as well. But a lot of that has been because of the defensive pressure of the Bisons. What does Ouachita do here in the second half to counter that? I'm not sure, but they are going to need to find something, or else they're going to be going home.
Absolutely. 21 points not really on pace for 81 for the game. It take monumental efforts to be able to make that up in the second half, and the way that the Bisons have been playing defense, I don't see that happening. And you know, to the point that you made at the beginning, you would look at this team, and not that Harding doesn't have a presence on the inside, but you have to think that, you know what, they can shoot the ball well from the outside. They might go outside early, trying to set the tone. Instead, they took it straight to the Tigers on the inside, and when that happens with success, man, it shakes things up all the way around. Coach Nutt had to take 3 timeouts during that first half, and one of them pretty quickly. He has 2 remaining here in the second half. Harding with the ball to get things going. Starting 5 on the court for the Bisons. Booker, McBride, Smithson, Smith, and Marshall. Marshall behind the back pass to Stetson Smithson. Steps out behind the arc. He's going to try to work his way on the baseline. Kicks out, and the pass taken away by Williams. Steps in the lane. Coast to coast off the glass. No good. Smithson back down there to get the board. Then they'll reset.
Yes. Good job by Williams. Just not a great shot in transition there.
Marshall tries left wing from the timeline. That one is no good. And Smith heaves it up. Tie ball. Doesn't get the contact he wanted. And the possession arrow will favor Ouachita. Starting 5 on the court for Ouachita as well. And Martin, Neal, Grayson, Williams, and Franklin. And little zig when I thought you were going to zag action, and Neal with the turnover into the Ouachita bench. He'll pick up McBride, length of the court.
Even just little things like that. Ouachita completely out of sorts right now.
Well, and you know what? It seems like a simple thing as Smithson hits the front iron there on the long-range 3. It's the early going in the second half. You know, only a minute gone by, but that minute could come up big later on. Franklin, recipient of a great pass on the inside, and Devin Franklin has 2 more points for the Tigers. First 2 of the second half for either team.
Ouachita getting out and running a little bit, which has been a good thing for them here tonight. What little quality offense they've been able to generate.
Marshall hasn't been able to find the range on the north end of the arena yet. And he's on the court. Looks like an ankle issue. Going to try to step back up. In the meantime, 3-pointer from the Tigers will get an official's timeout. And Marshall looked like he might have been giving a little bit of ground on the other end. Instead, he twists it now on defense, and he's going to get some help walking off the court. He's been on fire tonight.
Significant pain as he hops to the bench.
You know, there's frustration in the pain, and there's also frustration in the fact that you don't want to go off the court when you're playing as well as he has. Wyatt Gilbert checks in his stead. Booker helps the Bisons break the press. And now the half-court look.
Well, how big has Wyatt Gilbert's development been over the course of the year? Trusted by Coach Jamison, making the most of the minutes that he plays. And because of that development, he is able to be trusted in a moment like this where Marshall goes off injured, and Coach Jamison doesn't have to look to his bench and kind of like shrug his shoulder. I don't even know who's going in now.
There was no question. It was quick. Gilbert came in. 2 points from Sam Smith on the other end. First Bison's points coming more than 2 minutes into the second half. Baseline jumper from Martin. So Riley Marshall twisted his ankle. And Sierra, what's it look like from where you stand?
Yeah, Riley Marshall headed to the locker room with the training staff, but before he was headed that way, he collapsed on the floor in pain because of his ankle. And so now he's running back as we speak. So it's like a little bit of a quick recovery. He's not limping at all anymore.
All right. Breaking news, even as you speak there, Sierra, watching you watch him walk out of the locker room, you have to change that report on the fly. Props to you for that. Up to the second news from Sierra, patrolling the sideline here at Southside Arena. Martin didn't get that one to fall. And Hobart Grayson will be fouled as he tries to make a move toward the basket. And the newcomer of the year, the defensive player of the year, the GAC player of the year, all in one person, wearing number 5 for Ouachita Baptist, has been relatively silent over the course of this tournament.
Yeah, he just has not played super well so far. He's an aggressive guy, but just has not been able to get it going here this weekend so far. See if these free throws can help him do that.
As Sierra mentioned, Marshall went back to the bench. He's still walking around. Get some circulation going. So he's going to stay on his feet until he's called upon possibly to come back into this one. While we were visiting with Sierra just a moment, as Smith had made his second. Sam Smith with a game-high 14 points of 7 of 13 shooting from the field, 6 rebounds along the way. Another made free throw for Hobart Grayson. He has 5 points now. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Masons break the pressure to Smith. One-on-one against Franklin. Goes up and over. He's just about as close to unstoppable as anything we've seen here in Fort Smith this weekend. Once Smith gets in the lane, he is a force to be reckoned with. And I say that with one of the softest shots that we've seen all weekend long. Tipped around, Smithson with the board.
Yeah, it's just ISO for Sam Smith and just rising up, a little baby hook over Franklin.
Around the horn, Gilbert tries one from long range, count it! Another timeline, 3 for the Bisons. 50-30.
Marshall's out, so Gilbert has to take on the role of deep three-point shooter, and he does just that.
Martin tries to answer, can't do it. Booker skies for the board. McBride will slow it down.
That's fine if you're Harding. You're totally fine with Reggie Martin taking threes. He's not a great three-point shooter. Great in the mid-range, great getting to the rim, but from deep, that's not his game.
Smithson backing down. Result the same as his teammate Sam Smith. Into the lane and 2 more points. Points in the paint, big tonight. 26 of the 52 points on the board for Harding. That's right, 50% of the points coming in the paint, and that includes some really big-time three-point shots from the Bisons. Franklin answers with a long 2. We'll look at it here when we take a break in a moment. Long past the time for a media timeout. I think the players on the court are saying, hey, it's a little bit overdue. Starting to wear down just a bit. Needing that breather. Gilbert in the lane, kicks back out. Smith from 12 feet, it's good! Sam Smith is not wearing down at all. 18 points for the big man. 54-32. Grayson, Smithson squares up against him. Grayson goes up and over in. Soft touch for him, and that one rattles home. Timeout on the court. The officials go ahead and call that one. Or did Coach Nutt call that one? Doesn't matter. Coach Nutt calls the 30. It will extend to the media timeout. We all need a breather. That includes Luke and me. We'll take it right now. 20 points. That's the Bison's advantage.
professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern, and we help make this video.
Coach Nutt still trying to find an answer for what the Bisons have shown him this evening. Need to find an answer for that Bisons defense. But on the flip side, he's got to have some Tigers put the ball in the hole. Full court pressure. Diamond look. Zone pressure. There's the trap. And McBride looking around. Nice bounce pass to Gilbert. Booker. Pump fake. Baseline. Smith. Why not? Absolutely. Sam Smith. He has 20 by himself. The lead. 22.
They did confirm during the break that that straightaway shot from Franklin was a long two.
Trying to go strong to the rack. Not successful that time.
Hey, good effort there by Booker and Smith, who thought they met Belton at the apex. But a little contact. Oh, yeah, definitely foul on Smith. But I think they tagged Booker with the foul.
We'll talk this one over. In the meantime, Sierra knows a little bit more about what's happening on the Harding bench.
Yeah, with Stetson Smith, and he's been with the trainers as well for about a few minutes. He's got like a cut on his eyebrow. They've been trying to patch it up for a while. This game is physical, guys.
Thank you, Sierra.
Smithson and Marshall over there. There's like a triage unit over there. Sierra, you reporting on a hospital or a basketball bench there?
Well, there are enough of the medical staff here. Harding was prepared. I mean, they were absolutely prepared for, I think, any injury. Take care of 3 or 4 players at one time. Don't think that Coach Weston wants to see that happen.
On one side, if you're Ouachita, you feel a little bit better offensively. You're 5 of 10 from the field. You're seeing the ball go through the basket a little bit more. On the flip side, the defense still isn't stopping Harding inside. Now 30 points in the paint for the Bisons. 7 of 10 here in the second half. They're up to 55% for the game. Sam Smith is 10 of 16. And he is just owning the middle of the paint right now.
Rollin Belton up to the free throw line for the first time this evening. Limited action so far tonight, and he misses the first. Ouachita down to just 1 timeout remaining. May not be an issue with a 22-point margin, but still, that's a lot to deal with.
Robert Grayson caught a nosebleed after the first free throw.
So the Tigers tending to him, going to get him patched up and get the bleeding to where it stopped as quickly as absolutely possible. Official timeout for just a moment.
Can we get a stool for the trainer over there? Trying to get on her tiptoes.
Exactly.
Take care of Grayson.
That's a tall order, pun intended. Second free throw, no good as well. I have to tell you, through 27 minutes so far, this has not been the Tigers' night.
Well, sometimes that just happens.
Harding trying to pick up its first win against Ouachita in GAC tournament action. Smith from way downtown had to get that shot off because the clock was running down. Sends it a little bit strong. Not necessarily in his wheelhouse. Prior to that shot, he was 10 of 16, though. 6 boards, though.
So it's a 40% three-point shooter. I mean, he hasn't taken as many of them here in the second half of the year.
Freeman won't fall. Belton tips it around twice and finally taken in by the Bisons. Gilbert will slow it down and reset the offense. Marshall's getting set, I believe, to check back in for Harding. Gilbert lost it, got it back, trying to find anyone to give it to. He'll just hang on for the ride and wait for this ball to be tied up. And it's going to be a Bison's possession arrow anyway.
Yeah, great hustle by White. Gilbert was poked away from behind by Cruz Flowers, but his effort going after the loose ball prevented Roland Belton from being able to corral that cleanly.
You're seeing he's going to look for somebody, and then he decides, you know what, I'll just hang on to it. It's better to get a tie ball than to throw one away. And back out on the court, straight from the MASH unit that we know of as the Bison's bench, Riley Marshall and Stetson Smithson. Denton on the court as well as Booker and McBride. Sam Smith gets a breather as he and Gilbert go to the bench. Inbound baseline to Denton. Shot clock down to 10. Denton's going to try to take it in all the way. Turnaround jumper is good. Found position in the lane. And a sweet shot by Denton.
Great body control there by Denton. Absorbed some contact, stepped away from it.
Three-point attempt, no good from Flowers. And Harding can afford to slow things down. Take some more time off the clock. Well, after you get past the half-court line, that is. McBride all by himself. Right wing three, too strong. Long board taken by Belton. Quickly. Dish from Freeman, too strong. And another turnover for Ouachita. As Martin and Williams will check back in. Gilbert coming to the fore, I believe, as well for Harding. It's another media timeout. And since the last one, the Bisons have extended their lead.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
It's been a fun one to watch if you're a Harding fan. Sitting in the Bison area there. If you're a Tiger fan, it's so much fun to watch tonight. And after another turnover, the Bison gonna have to break some full court pressure. That's not the way to do it. Did you ask for that one, Luke?
No, I didn't.
Like it was headed your way.
Probably could have reached out and snagged that one. Good thing it's a new SID. Me and Model Mog already left.
That's true.
That was her
right
head.
Forward, yeah.
My God. Wow. Taking her head off.
Grayson squaring up against Smithson. Backs in, gets the better of him. Count the basket. That foul will be on Stetson Smithson as Hobart Grayson will go to the line to shoot again. This will be his second and one opportunity tonight.
Yeah, that definitely a foul. I'm not sure what Stetson's asking about. Could have called about 3 fouls.
And one opportunity, Hobart Grayson.
I believe that should read 36 on that score bug as it corrects with the scoreboard here courtside. Triple team, Booker gets it past the midcourt line, and the Bison will reset. Smithson waiting for McBride to come up to the top of the key. Shot clock winding down now for Harding. Double team on McBride. Booker's gonna have to make something happen to the corner. Finds Denton, and Denton goes nowhere fast, not quickly enough. And Harding, the victim of shot clock violation. Coach Jameson was visiting with his team during that last time out, Sierra.
Yeah, before the game, actually, I did talk to Coach Jameson about things they do to get the morale up. As you can see, it's pretty up right now because of the score, but after every game, they give out game balls, and he got that idea from Dan Campbell from the Detroit Lions, who gives game balls out after those football games. So it's something he decided to do with this Harding team as well.
I can imagine there would be a number of players who might be a candidate for a game ball tonight for Harding. Marshall goes strong to the rack, can't get the basket to fall though. Can stay on the Harding end. Shot clock will reset to 20. This big 24 comes back into the game. He'd be one of those candidates, Luke. I think he would be someone that would be an option for a game ball.
Grayson with the defensive assignment on Sam Smith.
And Neal pushes Smithson as Smithson was trying to get position.
A Bronx cheer from the Harding faithfuls. That's the first foul of the half on the Tigers. Although let's not act like Harding's been called for 10 or something.
Smithson gets around the defender and Leslie.
So with Ouachita going small here, Smithson becomes kind of the lineup killer, if you will, because Grayson athletic enough to kind of deal with Sam Smith inside at least marginally.
Long pass and a great job by Williams. Not the first time he stepped in the passing lane. He'll throw it high the other direction. Alley-oop a little bit behind the outstretched arms of Hobart Grayson. That might have brought the house down.
I am sad that everyone in this arena was deprived of what was about to be the play of the tournament. I don't care what happened tomorrow. That was about to be something truly special, and I am very sad that we were all deprived of it.
Smith double teamed by Martin and the out of bounds line. Gets it away to Booker. Shot clock continues to wind down here. Booker kicks out. Gilbert, long range three. Count it! Big time three-pointer by Wyatt Gilbert. The lead back up to 22. Bisons continue to run in Fort Smith. Three-pointer, no good. Here comes Harding once again. McBride to Gilbert, right in front of Coach Jameson. Tries to spin to the inside, draws the foul from Leslie. Watch this kick out right in front of where Coach Jameson is standing. Another long range three, and all Williams can do is watch it go by.
It's not a strong closeout there from Williams.
Two more. 65-41, 24-point advantage for the Bisons. Trying to set up an appointment in the championship game against the top seed, the Southern Nazarene. Gilbert nearly loses it, dribbling between his legs. Smithson still has his dribble, takes advantage of it.
Ouachita just pressing too much. I mean, Reggie Martin pulling up for a corner three, 10 seconds into the shot clock. That is not his game.
Another media timeout. The lead still 24. Harding working their way into a Sunday appearance in Fort Smith.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but strength, knowledge, and wisdom are what you build along the way. There's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, you write your own script to what comes next. So here's your cue. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Bison's faithful have a lot to be cheering for. You know, there's always going to be, at these tournaments, there's always going to be a Razorback shirt. Just look for that. Always going to be a Razorback shirt. And it doesn't matter where in the GAC the tournament is. There's some Hogs fans as well. Bison's faithful, though, excited. And you know what? I would imagine as Gilbert has the ball, finding Smithson in the corner. Gilbert driving the lane. Other corner to Booker. That one won't go. Smith taps it around. Retains possession. Gilbert tosses it in. I think he was a little behind the backboard when that one went in. A la Larry Bird, not over the backboard, but to the side. And the Bisons are saying to their faithful, hope you made arrangements and reservations for one more night in your hotel, because we plan on being here on Sunday. Offensive foul. Is that the case? That is in fact the case.
Foul underneath on Snyder.
So Grayson to guard the inbound pass. Full court pressure. And a nice 40-yard pass, 30-yard pass is able to break that pressure. Gilbert gets around his defender, slings that one in. Wrap around with a little bit of English. He sends that one home. He'll go to the line. To the cheers of the bench with the and one opportunity. Number 2, trying for 3 on this play.
Man, what a story Wyatt Gilbert is, man. He had 15 games last year, played 6 minutes a game, averaged 2 points a game. And here he is out here in the semifinals of the Great American Conference Tournament. He's got 12 off the bench, 4 of 5. Dude's just a fighter. He is somebody you want in your corner. He's playing his tail off in all regards.
Looking back in, Martin goes up strong, draws the foul. Bride will pick up his 3rd along the way. So there'll be a couple of Tigers that check in.
And Joey, just a note to pass on in regards to Ouachita's season. Haven't lost to a GAC opponent in their 6 losses by more than 10. Biggest margin was a 10-point loss at East Central on December 5th. And they lost to Roger State in the season opener by 15, 85-70. And this would be by far the biggest humbling of the Tigers this season.
Ornette Gaines checking in for Harding.
First time we've seen the freshman tonight.
Gaines 6'5", Fayetteville, Arkansas. Pressure quickly broken. All Harding has to do is give to Smith underneath. He has 2 more points, and the Bisons have topped the 70 mark now. Reverse layup, up and in. Reggie Martin still with some life. There's the double team. Gilbert has it taken away. Grayson throws it home with authority. 4 quick points for the Tigers. Full court pressure again. Denton kicks back out to McBride. 6 minutes on the clock, 24-point game. Bisons should let as much of that shot clock run down as absolutely possible. Smith, follow-away jumper. Oh my goodness, Sam Smith, have yourself a night.
What a game. He wanted that ball so bad as soon as Grayson matched on him, and he stuck the fadeaway jumper right in his face.
Reggie Martin has 20 points of his own after that three-pointer in the corner. Denton, as the Bisons again break the press, taking some ticks off the shot clock.
If you're Weston Jamison and the Bisons, you just want to see your guys. It's your night. It is your night. Oh my
Ornette
gosh.
Gaines for 3. The freshman.
He baked that in from the corner.
It's almost not possible. He found a way to get it done.
Well, and I don't think he banked it above the square. It banked like halfway down the square.
Absolutely. And again, from the corner. It takes some special physics to do that.
I don't think the shot clock's right. It's already at 3. There's no way that's right. Yeah, the shot clock was definitely not right. Here's that shot. I guess it banks like even with the top of the square.
Now that if it was 30, it was a very quick 30. Now they could look at it again, or can they? That's the question on that. Here's the positive, though. You take it from a Bison standpoint. If the positive for that is you took a lot of time off the clock. You didn't get any points, but you took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, fourth official at the table said they couldn't review it.
Grayson ultimately puts that one back in. Third opportunity. The pressure, which has been nominal, give it to Smith. Pump fake in the air. Little double clutch as he went up with that one. He's shown the full range tonight, Luke.
He absolutely has. 26 points.
Martin, he shot from all over the place. Spin move makes his way through the lane. He'll go to the free throw line again, where he is 6 for 6. Final media timeout here in Fort Smith. We'll take one more break. Big time effort for the Bisons tonight, heading for historical territory in this semifinal.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Coach Jamison has his team in a good place. As a matter of fact, Luke, as Martin goes to the line to attempt 2 more. He's 6 for 6 there right now. This is kind of historic territory in semifinal realm. Actually, it's just the records continue to be set as the day goes on.
Yes. If the margin holds, it'll be the largest victory could be the largest victory in a GAC semifinal.
Since earlier today.
Yes, a record that is a whole 2 hours old. Previously, it was SNU over Henderson State in 2019, a 20-point win. Then SNU beat Henderson State by 24 earlier this evening. Right now, Harding also leading by 24.
All you need to do is fix that, is give it to Sam Smith.
Oh, it finally
wow.
rimmed out for him. I didn't think that was possible with the way the night's going.
And we'll see. I think they're going to give that one. No, they're going to go ahead and say that Gaines, I thought Gaines had a clean block. I thought they might give that foul to Smith. It's going to send Gavin Snyder to the line to shoot too, though. Snyder makes the first. I don't think it needs to be overlooked, though, that Martin's had a pretty good night as well. Reggie Martin now 8 for 8 for the free throw line. He's 6 for 18 from the field. A number of those misses, though, came in that really struggle of the first half that the Tigers had.
Yeah, several of those in tight, just flying through the air on an offensive rebound, couldn't spin it home.
Gaines tripped, couldn't find his way to the basket there.
If you're Harding, you want to just slow down and get a good, end this on a good feel. You don't want to see Ouachita, mount a comeback and you only win by 13 or so. It's going to leave you feeling pretty sour, to be honest. Not gonna feel great about that.
2 more
so
points.
you want to finish this on a high note going into tomorrow, and not walk away from this like, yeah, we were cruising. Who cares that we played sloppy down the stretch? But that's exactly what's happening.
Harper Grayson picks up the foul. Unhappy about the foul and likely unhappy about the situation as a whole. Now the Tigers started the year 0-3 in GAC play. They followed it up going 16-3. Gilbert's shot, running jumper on the baseline, no good. Martin quickly takes the other direction. Gilbert knocks it away. Last touch by Martin, and so the Bisons will get it back. It's a heads-up play by Gilbert to go coast to coast and not give up on the play.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think it was going to go off Gilbert, but Martin's momentum had him just keep on running. He just literally stumbled into the rolling basketball.
Coach Nutt calls off the Dogs on the full court pressure. Still back up into a man-to-man defense, pick him up at half court. And Gilbert fouled as he tries to make his way on the left side. It's going to send him to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
So Jamison starting to clear the bench. Smith and McBride check out.
Checking in now, freshman and Daniel Henderson from Fort Worth, Texas. He's number 0. Number 5 is Bubba McHenry, 6'9" freshman from Strong, Arkansas.
Joe, if you told me that Keelan McBride would take 4 shots and have 5 points in a GAC semifinal game, I would have said, what did Ouachita do to shut him down? McBride hasn't had to do much of anything tonight. Everybody's been so good all around him, especially Sam Smith, of course. But 2:15 left, Joe. I think we can turn the page officially without jinxing anything and take a peek at how this Bison's team is going to match up with top seed Southern Nazarene. They split in the regular season. A big win for the Bisons in Searcy. Listen, you did not play well in that one. A 75-55 win. in Bethany. Dynamite offensive game from both teams as SMU won that one 86-83. Sam Smith did not play in that game in Bethany. So we'll see how that affects things. But SMU does have the bodies inside to at least match up with Sam Smith, especially if he's going to stay inside and not drift out to the three-point line.
It makes a difference with Sam Smith in the game, as we're seeing here during the tournament.
So the defense that SMU has played so far in the tournament, the lowest points allowed through 2 games in the tournament so far in GAC history. It's 92 points through 2 games.
Grayson 5 for 13 from the field, and he's been 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight to match that number on the back of his jersey. Now 6 for 6. 7 boards as well. Full court pressure again after the 2 made free throws. Coach Nutt called off the Dogs a bit, but still 2 minutes on the clock. Can't run the court this time. One step, the quick pass down, and Gaines goes straight up and has it sent the other direction. Meanwhile, pass too far down the court, and coach might tell Gaines, hey, we're trying to take some time off the clock. I know it looks like you have an easy trip to the basket, and it turned out not to be that easy. Gilbert double teamed, excuse me. Anderson gets it past half court, and there's Gilbert to maintain control, and Grayson with contact from behind. That's foul number 4.
Henderson, the younger brother of former Bison's basketball player Sam Henderson, who just graduated last year from the Bison's program.
Gilbert with another 1-and-1 opportunity. Makes the first one this time. More substitutions coming in. Bubby Grant, freshman from Moore, Oklahoma. I know that Bison's fans are probably familiar with this, but other fans around the GAC may not be right now. On the court for Harding, both Bubba and Bubby. Grayson has 4. Bubby Grant off the bench picks up his first personal. Contact there, trying to keep Grayson from going to the basket. Instead, he'll give him an opportunity on the free throw line. Tigers not ready to go home just yet. Still 93 seconds. They're going to put points on anyway. 21 in the first half. 41 here in the second half. But unfortunately for the Tigers, hasn't made up much of the margin at the halftime deficit they had to overcome.
You know, Harding hasn't been great defensively when you look at the season in totality, but over the last 7 games now, the Bisons have held 6 of their 7 opponents
off the glass and in time. Bubba McHenry with 2, his first 2 of the night. Sean Williams, 3-pointer, no good, tipped out. So looked like
the Bisons have held 6 of those 7 opponents in this current 6-game win streak.
Denton checks out.
Now.
Corbin Mora checks in, a 6'7" sophomore from Rogers, Arkansas.
So now 5 of those 6 have been under 70 points. So they're playing much better defense at the absolute right time of the season. Reggie Martin not going to let his career end quietly.
Absolutely not. Martin has 24, Smith 26 on the night, so Martin looking for an opportunity to tie that number. He does just that. 10 for 10 from the free throw line tonight for Reggie Martin. Already had a couple of timeouts. Coach Weston has those in his back pocket. Can't do anything else with them if he takes them home. So why not one right there to save that possession, try to get the ball inbounds.
One thing to watch for, this, I'm sure it won't matter, because it's a championship game and athletes, competitors are going to get out there and they're going to compete. But the health of Riley Marshall and Stetson Smithson sitting over there on the bench with ice on their respective sprained right ankles, getting the treatment needed for that tonight and into tomorrow is going to be real important for the Bisons if they're going to knock off the Crimson Storm and get the GAC championship.
There's the full court pressure again. Bison's trying to split it. Steal by Williams. Kicks out Grayson. Long range 3 off the front iron. No good. Rebound to Harding. Splitting 2 defenders. Trying to make his way through there was Grant. And looks like he'll go to the line for a free throw opportunity. 9th foul against the Tigers. This should be a 1-and-1. For Harding, positive again. Took 14 seconds off the clock. This is the first. Board the other direction. Quickly to Martin. He's had the hot hand tonight, if anyone has, for the Tigers. And he'll go to the line to get an opportunity to have a game high tonight.
Number 22, Corbin Mora.
Corbin Mora in the books now with his first foul. For 11 from the free throw line tonight.
Number 3,
Martin trying to go out in style.
Absolutely.
As best you can in a lopsided loss.
Yeah, he's great. He's had a great career, and having both of us been around seeing him the last 4 years, I mean, he's a guy who has improved over the course of his career, and that's what you want to see.
Absolutely.
From guys, from athletes, from anybody doing anything. You want to see improvement over time. It's a sign of a guy who's out there working hard. Reggie Martin's just one of those guys. He's gotten a lot better as the years have gone along. He's had a great senior year, 12.5 points, shot 59% from the field this season. Just a solid career. Ended with a great season this year. Special run for the Tigers. Just coming up short of the overall goal.
And time to tick off here. Yeah.
Smart thinking by Wyatt Gilbert to call the timeout once it got under 10 seconds. So they didn't have to advance the ball again. With the Bisons and the Crimson Storm tomorrow.
First time since 2016, Harding's going to make its way back to the title game. As 1-1 in previous title games, one in 2014. Taken down by these Ouachita Tigers in 2016. They'll face an opponent for the first time in the title game, the Southern Nazarene. Crimson Storm back once again. We knew we weren't going to have a repeat champion after Thursday. Definitely going to see someone new taking the crown. Crimson Storm with a couple of titles to their credit. And the Bisons with one as well. One team's going to add to that total a little bit later on. Tomorrow, tentatively, 3:30 Central Daylight Time. That's right, don't forget. Turn those clocks forward, spring forward here. Everyone wake up at 2 in the morning and take care of your clocks. Or just let your iPhone do it for you. The logo has moved on, or it's about to now. Keelan McBride doing the honors on this one, putting the Bison in the championship game. The Harding Bison with a 17-point victory over the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Bisons with the win tonight. And now we get to go to Sierra Clark, who gets to look up to Sam Smith and ask him a question or two.
Sam, 26.7 rebounds from you tonight, but your team is going to the conference championship game for the first time in nearly a decade. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, this Coach J's second year, and my second year with this program, and we made it to the championship. It means a lot, I ain't gonna lie. It's my first time ever been to a championship, so yeah, I mean, I'm so happy, I'm so happy.
And your team held Ouachita, the best shooting team in the conference, to 32% from the field. What does that say about your team's defense?
We just stuck to the game plan. It was gonna work. Coach Smith told us the game plan, and we stuck to it, and it worked. So that's all we did.
All right, congratulations and good luck tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sierra. Sam Smith with a big night tonight. Look, it's been a full day, and we have our championship games set for Sunday. Southern Nazarene is going to take on Harding as the Bisons have punched their ticket to be playing ball on a Sunday afternoon.
Ironically, we thought both of these semifinals on the men's side would be pretty good ones, and from a margin perspective, they were duds. I mean, still great games, outstanding performances from Southern Nazarene and Harding, but not quite as competitive as we expected them to be. But tomorrow's championship game, I think it's going to be quite a matchup between these two schools. They've been really good this year. We'll see if SNU can crank out another great defensive performance and see what the Bisons can do defensively. Playing really well defensively right now. No greater example than that, than the performance they put out there against the Tigers tonight.
Reggie Martin finishes his career with 28 points, and that's a high for the Tigers tonight, who fall by 17 to the Harding Bison. Sam Smith led the way with 26 points. A huge effort tonight from Wyatt Gilbert as well, 15. Stetson Smithson with 14. Riley Marshall with 12. Wesley Booker had 10 rebounds on the night. It was all Harding all the time from the get-go. Championship Sunday is set, and we will be there for it on the GAC Sports Network. For Sierra Clark and for Luke McConnell, I'm Joey McWilliams. Thanks for watching Semifinal Saturday. It's been a blast from Fort Smith. We'll do it 2 more times tomorrow, and we encourage you to be around for that. More basketball on the way on Sunday. God bless you. Have a great night.